Why can't Republicans act like Republicans once they are elected and fight for a free market fix for health care? My husband did this fix in Missouri. I actually have a column coming out about it this week. The blueprint is there. They've done it other places. Congress just has to take the template and make it happen, Mark, but they won't act.
I know. And part of the problem, Dr. Gina, good morning, everybody. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Part of the problem is, you know, if you're in leadership in the U.S. Capitol, you're an institutionalist. Unfortunately, they look after the interests of the institution sometimes before they do follow the lead of the leader of our party in the White House. So, look, I think a lot of this is posturing that's going on right now. The president himself said the other day, I don't want to do an extension of these subsidies, but we might have to do some sort of an extension just to get a deal. And that's what's going to happen. The Republican caucus doesn't want to do an extension, but there are some members in marginal districts, Republican members, who are going to need some sort of extension to defend themselves in midterms next year. So I think it's just posturing. What we're going to see, in my opinion, is probably a one-year extension, but we've got to have some reforms attached to it. We have to eliminate some of the fraud. We have to prevent abortions from being conducted with these subsidies, funding it, and we've got to make sure illegal aliens are not receiving coverage. So I think we're just going to be seeing some posturing. We're going to see some sort of deal to get this issue off the table. If we really want to reform healthcare in America, we got to get rid of this steaming pile of garbage called Obamacare.
Yes.
And you don't do it with one big vote. You do it by dismantling it piece by piece, and it may take for us to eliminate the filibuster in the Senate to start that process.
But, Mark, just as a follow-up, I mean, there's so much they could do. Right now, every single Christian out there still has to pay for abortion, trans surgeries, and gender mutilation. That is ridiculous that any of us are covering that. To really win midterms, don't Republicans have to do something courageous here?
Yeah, and I think the president will back up Mike Johnson to do that. I think they will form a plan that forces the Democrats to agree to these reforms. Keep in mind, these subsidies only came about with funding for COVID. It's just a sign that Obamacare was a disaster, and our messaging has to circle around the idea that the Democrats own this wholly. They own Obamacare. They own the subsidies. It's a disaster. Can you imagine? This big system requires subsidies for it to even survive. But yes, Gina, I think what we'll see is a deal that eliminates all those things.
Yeah, and 1 year extension probably politically, sadly, makes sense because that would come, of course, then after the midterms. Well, it would come after the midterms. And let's just be honest. This is politics. This ain't moral, high ground stuff. Let's just be clear about that.